All right, the last kind of overlay we want to talk about is a swap overlay. In order to use this, let's go down to the very bottom of our little blog, and you can see that we've got one of these little features that's different. It wants us to be able to click on it to learn more about these best foods. And we've got 3 different frames of designs ready to go. Notice that each one of these frames is pretty much exactly the same in its setup. They just changed out the picture and they changed out the text content. So once you've designed one auto layout, all you have to do is duplicate it and change up your information. But what we want to do is we want to have each one of these appear in order whenever we click on their little navigation arrows down at the side. Now, in order to do this, let's take it one thing at a time. First, let's go over to our main little button down here. You may have to double click on it and then double click on it again and then double click one more time to drill down and get just the button. I am in prototype mode, so I should be able to click on my little nodule and I'm going to scroll over and connect it to food number 1. So with food number 1 selected, on click, we want the action to be able to open this as an overlay. This is going to be, so best food number 1, the position of it is going to be centered, and we want to be able to close it when we're clicked outside and have a little background filter or overlay for it. Also, for the animation, we're going to set it to be dissolve, and you can play around with the settings for it. This will have a nice little dissolved feature to it. Let's go ahead and test this out just to make sure it works. So here we are at Best Foods. Click on it, and now it comes up looking good. Of course, now we need to add some interactivity to our little buttons on the side. So let's go back over here and set those up. Now, in order not to get confused, let's take this one at a time. I'm going to start off with my best food. If I click on this little navigation button, so I'm going to double click on it, got it selected, it's going to take me to food number 2. And when it does, the action is we want it to swap, we want to swap the overlay. Everything else will remain exactly the same, and we can close that out. If I was to click on food number 1 on this navigation, I'll double click it, it's going to take me all the way back over here to food number 3, because that's the in order of the carousel. And so its actions is going to swap out, scrolled a little too far, swap the overlay for it. And then we'll close that out. Let's get this centered back up. All right, now let's deal with food 2. If I click on this navigation, it's going to take me back over here. And the only thing we need to change is instead of it opening the overlay, have it swap the overlay. If I click on this one, double click, take it to food number 3, and then change the action to swap overlay. All right, so I've got both of those done. Let's do food number 3 last. Double clicking on this one, we're going to drag it, connect it here, change the action to swap the overlay. And then finally, if I click on this one, it's going to take me all the way back to food number 1, and it's going to swap the overlay. All right, so now you can see we got kind of a spaghetti bowl of different noodles all connected up with one another. If we go to prototype this, now we should be able to click on our navigation and be able to go back and forth to see it change out or swap out all of these different food items and frames. That's looking really good. So you can see how having all of these different overlays allows you to quickly and easily add content without necessarily redesigning an entire page to get it to fit. We can simply make its own individual frame and then reconnect all of those components to it as well. The last thing I'll say about working in overlays is make sure everything is nice and organized on your page. You don't simply want to place them anywhere. Relatively, you want to keep them close to wherever you want the content to be. This way you can link it up and you can go and be able to edit it. All right, once you're finished with this exercise, let's save it as a Figma file. So let's do save a local copy. Do make sure your name is on it. So we'll call this Mr. Ivy's food diary or diary food, whatever. Make sure it's a Figma file and it's someplace that you can find it on your computer to upload to our class page.